117 all in a race to 120 between Earl Strickland of the United States and Efren Reyes of the Philippines. Strickland at the break, and cue ball flies off the table.
Well, that wasn't very fortunate for Earl. It was a bad time to lose his focus on the break. But you play this long, and you're bound to have times when that occurs. And Efren certainly scratched on the break a few times as well. When you play this volume of games, the luck has a chance to balance out pretty good.
And, well, for such a long time, Efren was waiting for that to happen, and it seems that everything is evened out here in the closing stages of this match.
Yeah, for the longest time, it seemed like he was never going to get a chance to really exert himself. He was going to have to always fight from deep down in the hole. Made a nice shot there. Just enough speed that he wouldn't scratch. And the layout of these three balls is nearly identical to what Strickland had last track. Well, we got a problem, maybe. It's negotiable. He's going to have to hit slightly downward on the cue ball. We no longer have any problems.
That's been adequately addressed by Efren Reyes, who now takes another one-game lead and 2 games away from snatching the $100,000 pot from Earl Strickland. Score 118 Efren Reyes, 117 Earl Strickland.
The fans all have big grins on their face. If you look around, they're just so happy to see this match come down like this. And no one expected it to end up not being a decisive victory for one player or the other. Efren's lost his power on the break a little bit. The 3-ball will be right now the early stopping point in the rack. Strickland's lost the cue ball here, and he may scratch it. Yeah.
Oh.
Had he moved the balls, we'd have had a problem there. Would have had the result in a loss of game. Very foolish thing to do at this juncture of the match.
Well, in that interview, you
oh, ever miss with ball in hand now.
That interview you made with Earl Strickland earlier, he said he didn't care, and is he just trying to live up to that statement?
No, this man has some problems. Or if he doesn't, then the whole world does. However you want to look at it, that's his viewpoint anyway. Now we're getting some turnovers here. It's really a shame to see the attitude dictate the quality of play deteriorate at this stage of the game.
It certainly leaves a bad taste in the mouth, Mark. I'll tell you that.
Well, he may be out of his control. The one made a terrific shot. Really, to this point, well, even now, there's never been a match played at this high of pace or level, or this many games. Have anything happen to that between now and the conclusion is just a terrible shame. Probably won't be a loser here tonight. Now the only problem here is Efren doesn't want to have to play a combination. He's confronted with a situation where he nearly has to go for the combination. He will try to get the cue ball near the rail on the opposite side of the side pocket from where the cue ball rests now. Well, he's going into the ball. He's going to break him out. And that was a pretty dicey maneuver. Now he's going to have to use a big stroke to get over on the opposite side of the table because he's so straight in. Well, he's not going to quite get there. He's clearly feeling the heat of the moment. He's lining up to make a very thin cut shot. He's made it. He's made it.
Yes.
And Efren will be the first to reach 119.
Yes. A 2-game lead and just 1 game to go for Efren Reyes. And a tremendous comeback in this game.
Well, he really had to use some determination to get out that rack, and I guess you see why he's the master. He broke those balls out when he wouldn't have had to do that. But he knew the probabilities of him getting proper position for the combination and making it versus the going the way that he did, and he knew there was some risk in both, and he chose the one that was the best option. And that's a case where, although I told you earlier, I second-guessed his opinion on a shot. For sure he did the right shot. Well, Efren has failed to find the mark here. It appears that he's Earl's gone in to give up a stroke. He's absolutely gone in to give up a stroke. This is ludicrous.